Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July 1st, 2022. Let's see. Usually we start about me, the little me corner, Isaiah zone, if you will, Zay zone. I should have called that a long time ago. I'm probably not going to remember that next time, but it's still nice idea. Noted. This week was pretty chill. Chill. It was chill. It was a chill week. It was a good week. I didn't have any problems. Cried a hell of a lot less. Hell yeah. I don't even think I really cried at all. No, I'll get to it. I did cry, but it was not over my depression. It was over television, which I think that's like junk food cry. That's a good one. Food corner. I have some food bad news. My rice cooker broke today. I was salty. Literally loaded it up and I plugged it all in and everything. Got to cooking and I look over and I'm like, this thing isn't even on. What the fuck? And it was just dead. So I'm gonna have to get a new one. Gonna have to resupply there. Luckily, my meal was saved. I just switched to noodles and did brief. Can't speak today. Beef and broccoli and ramen noodles and egg rolls. So there you go. There's a little bit of food corner there, a little bit of that. Let's see. TV time. I took all of today to watch the part 2 of Stranger Things and The Boys. I planned this Monday. I was like gabbing with my coworkers. We were talking about how it was dropping at like 3 in the morning. I knew I wasn't going to do all that, but I'm like, I want to wake up and watch Stranger Things and just be ready. I want to be ahead of the memes. I just want to, knock it out. Plus, I just really wanted to finish it. It was good. Once I had sat down and watched it, I was back in. So, overall, with Stranger Things, loved it. I cried. Multiple times. No spoilers, of course, but it was emotional. I like the pacing of the 2 episodes that they do. It's pretty much like a movie and a half of content, and that's nice. So I'll leave it there with that. Also, with The Boys, I'm loving where they're going with this. I love where the characters are going. I love, Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy. I think it's probably my favorite soup so far. He's just he's just hitting the marks. I don't know. I just love it. I'm really excited that he's casted for him, and they're making the moves they're making with the show. So I'm excited. I don't know when the finale is, if it's the next episode or not, but we'll see. Also, I am watching Umbrella Academy. I am on the 3rd episode now. So far, it's definitely not my favorite season, but I would honestly say the same about Stranger Things, even though I did love it. So, we'll see where it goes. Like, hopefully it has, a little bit more of a pickup. We'll see where that goes. And then I'm still trying to get into Kenobi, because I gotta see if I have that subscription from a friend, Gotta get together, stay together type thing, make it work sometimes. So, we'll see. I gotta, if I can find that password. Let's see. Enough about me. We can get to the news. We like to start with the Russia-Ukraine stuff up top for the podcast on the weekend. So, as is tradition. There's an update on Brittany Griner. I got this from NPR. Russian prosecutors call first witnesses in case against Brittany Griner. Now, this is like an kind of an introductory thing. So the trial is just now getting started. It started today. They haven't even entered her plea yet of innocent or guilty, but I guess that comes later in the process for Russian trial proceedings. But it's over 2 hash cartridges, just more or less is a little bit of weed she was traveling with. Let's see, they have the numbers here. She had 2 cartridges for personal use, which contained 0.252 grams and 0.45 grams of hash oil. It's not really a big deal, you'd think, but in Russia, any kind of drugs is considered a big deal. Plus, they aren't saying it from the Kremlin side of things, but it is kind of believed that hey, we have a American on our hands, a celebrity. Maybe we can get something out of this, some kind of juice. But essentially, she's going to still be detained, in jail, stuff like that. She's not going to be able to be on her own reconnaissance or house arrest, which is unfortunate. But it's good that things, I guess, are proceeding at least. They're not, keeping up with the delays. I believe the trial will continue on the 7th, I believe, of this month. So if I get any updates that are major, I will talk about them. Let's see. On the ground, in terms of in Ukraine, I got this from the AP and Yahoo News. Russian forces leave Snake Island, keep up Eastern assault. So essentially, we've talked about Snake Island before. When the war popped off in February, that was one of the first areas that kind of got took from Ukraine, and they had the defiant go fuck yourself thing. So that was a big moment, but then they lost the island. But now on Russia's end, they're saying, hey, kind of as a show of good faith, we're giving the island back. On the Ukraine side, they're like, no, we hit them with a bunch of artillery, so that's why we pushed them off the island. So that was big news. Apparently this island has a lot of strategic importance in terms of the ports, Black Sea stuff. So I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing with their control or not. We will see. To kind of follow up, piggyback off of this, in another article I got from the AP, Russian missiles kill at least 21 in Ukraine's Odessa region. So this is kind of, even though that's why it's kind of considered a little bit suspect from the Russian side of things that this was a gesture of goodwill with the Snake Island stuff, they do a airstrike on residential areas that kill at least 21 people, and that was early Friday. So this is near the port of Odessa. So just a really nasty, you're gonna get another war crime. It's definitely become run of the mill. I believe what are we on our fourth month of this with Ukraine, Russia. It's crazy that it's just been going on for so long. But we've talked about this before, that I personally think this is going to be something that is going to. Well, actually, I have heard some things that there's a little bit of some side talk that we would like to have this wrapped up before winter. Something where it's hey, some kind of concessions got to get made. Someone's got to say when, maybe at that point. So maybe we'll see if there's a change by then. But if the narrative from Ukraine holds, it's that we won't come to the table until it's them gone, until it's them out of our land, not trying to take anything. We want everything back. And I really think that they want to say, up to 2014, not just the stuff from this year. So good luck with that. I have no idea. With just the way things are going, it doesn't seem like that is going to be a reality. But also in this article, it covers an attack that I believe killed 19 at a mall in Kiev. I keep getting messed up. I know it's not politically correct. I'm sorry. But it killed 19 people. Super fucked up. These are civilian areas, residential areas. I can't imagine that you're shopping at a mall, just trying to get some stuff. You're trying to just touch some normalcy. That's what these kind of things are for. And in a moment, you're just done. You're just wiped off the face of the planet by a fucking missile. So, I mean, that's just kind of just a little bit of an add-on in this article. They also do go on to talk again about Snake Island in this. Let's see. There are also a little bit of some extra, I call it kind of fluff, because I really just wanted to talk to you guys about the strikes that were happening in Odessa and then also Kyiv. So we can kind of move on from there. I don't like to stick in the muck too long. Granted, out of the muck into the bayou, really. We're coming back to the States to talk about some sex trafficking. Yay. So, let's start off we got this from the Insider. R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison after sex trafficking conviction. So, yeah, this is the first, big sentencing. He was found guilty in September. We covered this, of racketeering and sex trafficking charges stemming from decades-long practice of recruiting and grooming girls and young women for illegal sex. It's also added here, I didn't cover it, I don't believe I did, but he received a $100,000 fine, and then plus there's going to be an additional 5 years of supervised release. So that's an add-on, to this trial situation. Also, there's going to be another trial, I believe, in August, and that's going to be probably pretty big news. I imagine we're going to try to maybe do a little coverage on that. Let's see. Yeah, faces over a dozen charges involving sex abuse of 6 minors. Prosecutors say the abuse of some of these victims was recorded on video, prompting child pornography charges in the case. So that's going to be big. I imagine that's going to add on to the sentence. And, 30, he is, what is he, 50, 55? So that's a lot of time. I mean, granted, I was talking to one of my coworkers. You can still come out and, be 75 years old. And, I mean, you still got stuff that you can do. I mean, you're an old man, but yeah, 55 years old. So, also, this Insider article covers some more of the grit, some of the details of, some stuff that went down. Also, some of the things with Aaliyah that I didn't know. That, he arranged a marriage in which they, had gotten, falsified information and stuff to make it happen. Also, he could, get an abortion set up for Aaliyah, which is so fucking cringe. And he had started mentoring her when she was 12. So, that's a huge fucking yikes. But yeah, I'll spare you some of the details. Obviously, it is from the Insider if you'd like to read it. Get yourself acquainted. And then we have our finale here for Miss Maxwell. On that note, I'm going to take my little signature shmeh. Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right. All right, once again, from Yahoo News. One of my favorite sources. Actually, I do like Yahoo News. You won't hear me talking shit about Yahoo News because they don't paywall me. It's not a Bloomberg situation. Goddamn, I'm still mad at you, Bloomberg. I still have beef. Well, let's see. We're talking about our lady Ghislaine, Miss Maxwell, the madam herself. Sentenced to 20 years in Epstein sex abuse case. So she was sentenced on Tuesday to 20 years in prison. A sentence of 240 months is sufficient and no graver than necessary. Oh, here's the burp. Oh, yeah. And that's from U.S. District Judge Allison J. Nathan. I believe, she also imposed a fine of $750,000, the maximum possible under law. Also, this is a tangent, but I know the conversations kind of come up on social media since this happened back to back with R. Kelly and Maxwell. It's well, isn't it kind of fucked up that the black man got 30 years and this white woman got 20? I really feel like you gotta tell people on these kind of situations you really cannot compare them. These are, even though we're talking about sex trafficking, it ultimately is in the details where the difference is. For me, seeing these people go to jail for a good amount of time is good. You're never going to get into a situation where you're going to get equal justice for everyone on all things. And like I said, it's just, you could get into the minutia to, I guess, quote unquote, figure it out. If there is something to figure out here, I would just say, hey, it's a dub that, Maxwell, who is 60 years old, is going to be in jail for hopefully, I don't know, 15 at least, good behavior. But, hopefully she serves the full. But yeah, she's going to the clink. Let's see what details we want to talk about from this article. there's some was a statement from Virginia Joffrey. I believe her lawyer read the statement for her. You deserve to spend the rest of your life in a jail cell. You deserve to be trapped in a cage. And that's fair. Virginia Joffrey was someone who was trafficked. That is a person we've covered in the Andrew Charles thing, where like more or less Maxwell and Epstein set her up with him. More or less they were all like partying, hanging out, and like more or less just set this man on her. And that was a whole thing, and that's just one instance of that. And this is just one person. So they did this to multiple women, multiple times, and their logic in it is like, hey, yeah, we're going to give them a little bit of money, and, hey, we're going to help them out every once in a while if they need it. And in their eyes, they're considering themselves good people, and they're literally trafficking children. So that's fucking crazy what the rich will do. I did want to get a quote from her, because I really do feel like it encapsulates like how she is, like, and I get it too. This is a legal thing. Like, you're not trying to accept blame even when you are at this point. But like, let me just read it. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein was a manipulative, cunning, and controlling man who lived a profoundly compartmentalized life and fooled all of those in his orbit. She continues, but today is not about Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, it's about you. It's about you and what you did and how you were involved. But she doesn't actually talk about that in the statement or in general. She doesn't even really look at the witnesses or the victims while they're talking and saying their piece. But she adds, to you, all the victims, I am sorry for the pain that you experience. And it's like, whoa, wait, stop. Because that's a very half-assed, half-handed a fucking apology. Essentially, you're saying here, yeah, I'm sorry you went through that. And it's like, you were a part of that. You were literally the right hand to that. And you're over here like, yeah, sorry that happened to you. Yeah, Jeffrey is a monster, right? Crazy. And it's like, you're the monster too. You both are. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say that there wasn't, some setup and that, sometimes, the victims can kind of get converted to then, used to it. And then they're leading the charge. Because it's also not just Ghislaine. It's not talked about in this article. And it also hasn't kind of been talked about as much lately as the story kind of dies down. But there was other people who were also at the top who were kind of also assistants to Ghislaine and stuff like that. Other women who had kind of been through it and then now are a little bit like Ghislaine, kind of helping run this whole fucking network of bullshit. I don't know if they're going to see justice or not. I think it was kind of a big deal and I don't want to say a threading of the needle, but it was just a roll of the dice to see if she was going to get an actual, guilty verdict, and then also, what was the sentence going to be. So, but at the end of the day, when you are inflicting the same thing that was done onto you, or then even worse, because obviously, Ghislaine Maxwell was reaping the benefits of this, the whole time, all the way. It's not like you were a victim at some point. You stop being the victim and you start being a contributor, at least in my opinion. So, yeah, that's more or less the episode. Kind of ran through it, I feel like. Feels good. Besides me sweating in my hot room with no AC, no fan on. Oh, big boy. But yeah, hopefully I will see you soon with some more content, more stuff, more good news, if you will. But I got a Patreon. You should give me some money. Give me some money. But any dollar donation, that helps. $5 or more will get you a shout out on the podcast. It will get you Discord access. You can be like the lovely, wonderful Stephanie Renee. She's great. She's queen of the pod. We do it for her. I do it for her. I'm working for her. She's more or less my boss. She's top dog customer. And like I said, when you're putting in that kind of money, like I said, I work for you. But yeah, you can get a shout out. I'll talk about whatever you'd like. I can, plug your shit, whatever. Also got gmail.com/Isaiah News 1 if you'd like to send any feedback. And also you can find me on the socials. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You just gotta find me. It's not that hard. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. Love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.